If you hold XRP, just save this video because we are coming up on some very, very important price levels. Now, I wanted to zoom out a little bit. You can see this downward trend we've been in with XRP for almost a year now. We have finally hit a point of accumulation and we are consolidating and getting squeezed down into this smaller triangle here. So now I'm going to zoom back in. You can see this pennant that we're forming. We've been holding our level of support right here about 135. And we have formed a new trend line here, which we have rejected off of multiple times already. Now this puts us close to retesting this macro downward trend line as well. However, you can see we had a pretty hard rejection after tapping off of this lower trend line. And to understand what probably will happen next, we need to look at the Bitcoin chart. So with Bitcoin, we've also been in this downward trending channel, but we have also found a level of support here. And I'm going to zoom in on this area right here. You can see we crossed back over this level around 174, 174.5. We flipped that into support. Now we're coming up and testing this EMA 200. Very pivotal level. However, one thing I've pointed out multiple times over the past few weeks is that this yellow box that I drew, zooming back out, this is the whole yellow box. It is a 70-day window. And the box started right after the last blood moon that we had. Now, historically, during the last 3 cycles, every time we had a final blood moon of a series, it was about 70 days before Bitcoin's price action crossed above the EMA 200. Now, I've been showing you guys this since way back here when this box first started, right after the blood moon that we had. Past 2 cycles, it happened to work out that way. 70 days later, we crossed above the EMA 200. Well, here we are at coming up on the end of 70 days, past the final blood moon. And it looks like we're going to be crossing it again if we don't reject too hard off of this EMA 200. Now, in both cases, we did see a little bit of a correction back to the downside. It doesn't mean that it's only up from here, but it did signify that the previous bottom was the bear market bottom. And in both instances was the confirmation for the bull market. So that's what I'm watching here. I'm watching this box because this box, 70 days after the final blood moon of the last series that we had, with Bitcoin's price action crossing above the EMA 200, would mimic the previous 2 cycles in which we experienced our bear market lows, entered into a phase of accumulation, and then continuation into the bull market. So a little on down the road, you guys can come back and check me, but I've been talking about this for months now.